Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Team Ace Invitational. This is the quarterfinals. I am Moletrap, at Moletrap on Twitter if you want to follow me. I'm here with Caldor.
Hell yeah, and we are going to see a very, very great Zerg versus Zerg.
Caldor and I were talking about achievements in StarCraft over the break here. Talking about the final mission of the campaign on Brutal.
Oh,
really
man.
Difficult. Super difficult. I was talking about how it took me about 40 or 50 tries to beat it, and it was pretty tough.
Yeah, I just mentioned that the last time that I tried it, when I actually succeeded in doing so, about 30 seconds before the countdown was over, I was just sitting in front of my screen. There was nothing I could do anymore. All my buildings were gone. That bloody thing that you need to protect was the only thing that was left. The hit points dropping like crazy, and I was like sitting in front of my PC praying like, please, please, please. And yeah, when the countdown finished, it had about 50 hit points left, and was just sitting there like, yes, yes, finally.
Yeah.
So that was good fun, but probably the most horrible 30 seconds of my life.
I had about 10 tries where I lost with 10 seconds left or less on the clock. So frustrating, but eventually I beat it. I actually can brag. I have 100% achievements on the campaign. I even beat the Terratron. Got 500,000 points on Lost Viking. That was actually one of the tougher achievements to get. But anyway, campaign's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the Templar Swarm campaign as well. But NesTea and BBoongBBoong are in the lobby. And here's some stats for them.
Yep, we have NesTea. He is the 3 times champion of the GSL, and by the way, the first map is going to be dual side. So dual side will be the first map. It's a best of 3. Of course, this is the second quarter final. We already saw the first one, where Curious was taken out by Ganzi, advancing to the semis, and the second player will be determined in just a few seconds. They are already in the lobby getting ready. We have BBoongBBoong with not that many achievements, to be honest.
Nope. And look at NesTea, man. GSTL, 0 wins, 1 loss. Man, this guy must not be a very good member of his team, because they don't even send him out very often. He only got sent out once. He lost. What a joke. No, NesTea, actually, he was just basically too good for Team League. Didn't get put out there very much, but he did end up losing the ace match of the very important last match for Incredible Miracle, unfortunately. But his other records, as you can see, stand for themselves. 3 championships, all kinds of wins. And this guy is basically the Jaedong of StarCraft 2. He does not lose Zerg versus Zerg. He has such a high win rate. It is actually almost unthinkable. BBoongBBoong has his work cut out for him.
Definitely. BBoongBBoong so far, he participated in a couple of Korean weeklies where he was able to rank 3rd place in one of the last ones, but besides that, it's probably just notable what he achieved so far in the Arena of Legends this season. He was able to take out Koka and Sage in his group, lost to Oz and Bomber in the process, so at least he has one Zerg versus Zerg that he successfully completed. And this time, he is going to face NesTea. He is the underdog in this matchup. NesTea, the favorite player, and, well, I actually expect to see BBoongBBoong cheats at least on one map.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. He's definitely outclassed here, and often when you are outclassed, you do strategies like that because you feel like it's the only way you could possibly win. So we're going to get started here pretty soon. I actually have a funny story to tell about BBoongBBoong real quick, if you don't mind. Since we're waiting for these guys to get ready, I actually went to a WCG match. I was in the audience, WCG Korea, and BBoongBBoong was actually in the audience. And this is when Anyong was playing, his teammate, Anyong Prime. And every time Anyong was on camera, BBoongBBoong would just laugh. Like, he thought it was so funny that he was acting funny on camera or something like that. He looked normal to me, but BBoongBBoong thought it was hilarious, and there was a couple other Prime fans there too. He was like laughing at him. And then, in the beginning of one of the games, they put the camera on BBoongBBoong in the audience. And everyone laughed at him, and he covered his face. And the Korean casters were making fun of him because BBoongBBoong, it means, well, what you were thinking about rhyming with parting. BBoongBBoong means fart. in Korean. So the Korean casters, I couldn't understand it, but from what I could infer, they were saying, well, here's his teammate whose name means fart. What a joke, you know? And so even though he was laughing at Anyang the whole time, he had the entire audience laughing at him in return, so he got his just desserts there. But anyway, we're going to get started with game number 1 of NesTea versus BoongBoong in just a moment. A Zerg versus Zerg on dual site. Let's get in the game.
I'm not selling out. I'm fighting in. I will not be forgotten. This is my time to shine. I've got the scars to prove that only the strong survive.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The game has started at the right side of the map. We have the Zerg player that most of you guys know, 3 times the GSL champion. This is NesTea.
That's right, and here in the red is his opponent from the Team Prime. He has been a crucial member of Prime's GSTL, where they got pretty far, but will he be able to accomplish anything against a champion in this individual league? It is BoongBoong Prime.
And just to throw some statistics at you, SC2charts.net has NesTea with 30 wins in ZVZ and only 4 losses, which makes 88% win ratio in the mirror matchup.
It's just ridiculous.
This guy is really insane. This guy is really something else, and BoongBoong, he has to, well, I don't know, he's waiting for a miracle.
Yeah, both players doing something a little bit different here to get out their drones. You know, I think we saw an extractor trick from BoongBoong, but both of them ending up at exactly the same drone and supply count. Now, here we do have BoongBoong taking a gas for real this time, a little bit before. NesTea looks like he's going for a 15 gas, and then, yeah, NesTea is going for the early hatchery, yes.
Exactly, here we go. By the way, another fact that I just might mention, NesTea in his StarCraft 2 career, in regards to prize money, he earned around 160,000 euros already.
Wow.
I'm not 100% sure how much that is in dollars or won, but let's put it like this, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's about $200,000, about 2 million won. So NesTea going for the hatch first, and BoongBoong going for the pool first. So NesTea, as far as the build order goes, should have a bit of an advantage, because that means his pool is going to be up in time that if BoongBoong sends Zerglings to his base, NesTea's Zerglings will be out at the same time, so he will be able to defend easily, but with having more drones, so more of an economy going on in the mid game. Now, it depends on if BoongBoong puts on a lot of pressure or not, though. His Overlord's going to scout that expansion, then he's going to decide, am I going to put out a lot of Zerglings and put pressure, or am I going to try and match his economy and get my own expansion?
At the same time, notable that BoongBoong pulled off drones as soon as he got those 100 gas. He's researching metabolic speed, metabolic boost, so the speed for the Zerglings. He's not getting a Baneling nest. If he would do that, he would have left a bunch of drones back at gas. And here we go, speed being researched, getting his expansion on his own, already being scouted by NesTea. And NesTea, in the recent tournaments that he participated, he placed second at the BlizzCon. First place was MVP, was able to beat him in the final with, I think it was 3-2. Not 100% sure, but I guess that was the score. And now NesTea wants to follow that up with a win at the Arena of Legends.
Yeah, MVP seems to be the only player that NesTea cannot beat. MVP taking him out of the GSL last season as well. But here we go. NesTea is looking to get to the semifinals of the Arena Legends if he does win this match. Speed is almost complete for BoongBoong, so he is going to have a lot of Zerglings coming out as well to make use of that speed upgrade. Is he going to be able to make use of it? NesTea getting down a Roche Warren immediately. A little bit surprising. Oftentimes, if you're worried about your opponent going for Mastlings, you get that Baneling nest to just get a couple of defensive Banelings out. So he's going to be a little bit hard-pressed to deal with this mass of Speedlings. And NesTea does not have the speed upgrade even started, so he might be in a little bit of trouble here.
At the same time, we have the Queen blocking the Ram, retreating with the drones, trying to block that Rat as well, and now the Spinecrawler is being surrounded and attacked, and actually those drones will die, a lot of them. The Spinecrawler is down, and how many drones is he able to kill? Not too many, to be honest. He lost only 2 workers to that attack.
That Spinecrawler was worth its weight in gold, and these Zerglings are now running around in circles trying to get as many drones as they can. He knows that he's behind an economy and needs to do some damage here. In the background, though, BBoongBBoong has gotten his expansion up and has switched over to drone production in the meantime, so he might be evening things up.
We actually have BBoongBBoong ahead in economy. He right now has more workers than his opponents. He's on 26 against 23, and NesTea was down to 19 workers just a few seconds ago, is now trying to attack his opponent with Zerglings. He doesn't have speed though. Two of the Spine Cross are being built there. Two of the Queens already blocking the ramp as well. And here we go. I don't think that NesTea will be able to deal all too much damage to BBoongBBoong, especially with those two Spine Claws being ready in a few seconds, and 3 Queens being able to repel that attack. Here we go.
Yeah, BBoongBBoong knew he was in a little bit of danger. Good job building those spine crawlers, which actually weren't even needed, apparently, in that battle. Those 3 queens doing a lot of damage, and the nice transfuse keeping them all alive as well. So BBoongBBoong, yeah, is actually in pretty good shape here. Of course, during that attack, NesTea also droned up, and now he has the roaches out. So BBoongBBoong has a slightly better economy, but NesTea has the tech advantage in that sense.
Oh, he's sneaking into the main base.
No.
One and on. He's not. He's actually surrounding the roaches. And that is horrible position for NesTea to be in right now. Look at that. The roaches are dying, but the Spine Crawler is still alive. Will maybe die as well.
Oh, the queen's gonna go down. Is he targeting it? Oh, the queen runs away. The drone's blocked. Oh, the queen does barely go down. The Spine Crawler is still alive, barely, as well.
I have to admit one thing though. I would have loved... What I originally thought BBoongBBoong would do is attack at the top, is trying to force those roaches away from the ramp, and then sneak in with the second half of the Zerglings into the main base of his opponent to attack the drones. I think that would have been a lot better, because he could have killed a lot of drones. Like that, he only was able to eliminate the roaches. Now some pressure by NesTea. But BBoongBBoong missing an opportunity, in my opinion, and he is behind in workers, 44 against 41 right now.
Yeah, and NesTea even getting a couple more drones. He sees these Zerglings coming and makes some Zerglings of his own. He's got that Roach Worm, but he hasn't really had the breathing room to make very many roaches. He's just made a few of them, basically. Perhaps he made them preemptively in case of Banelings.
Now running into the main base with the Zerglings. He's not able to get past that Queen, and the Zerglings get trapped. All of them are dying, and NesTea looking splendid. Getting a 3rd base, by the way.
Even saves that Queen with about 11 hit points left.
And one overload by NesTea in the main base of his opponent, scouting what's up, and he sees there's an evolution chamber. We have a Roach Warren, +1 attack upgrade being researched, and a lot of roaches for BBoongBBoong. He is on 82 supply against 67. We have him with a small lead in drones, and NesTea trying to pressure his opponent, but retreating again.
Yeah, this is a really back and forth game. Both players kind of going back and forth, building drones, building attack units, attacking, defending. And this time we have BBoongBBoong taking the tech lead. In this case, he is going to have +1 attack a lot sooner than his opponent, NesTea, and he's got more roaches at the moment as well. So he's got that advantage. Now here's the 3rd base of NesTea, has been spotted and is under attack. Zerglings coming in are going to fend off BBoongBBoong Zerglings, but it's a little bit vulnerable, that 3rd base.
We have a tech to tier 2, lair tech for BBoongBBoong right now, getting a macro hatch, and at the same time just trying to get into a good position with those Zerglings. We have his opponent, we have NesTea on 106 supply against 108. BBoongBBoong actually doing pretty good. He's doing a lot better than I thought. I'm still the opinion that he missed an opportunity with a Zergling run by that I mentioned earlier on. Right now he's just not able to put pressure onto NesTea. The Zerg player from IM is just in a too good position, blocking the ramp with an evolution chamber, getting the +1 upgrade himself, and saturating all those 3 bases while his opponent is still staying on 2.
Yeah, and so we're seeing basically the econ of NesTea versus the tech of BBoongBBoong, because he does have +1. Oh, never mind, he is trying to get a 3rd base up, cancelled though by those Zerglings. BBoongBBoong is getting roach speed right now for his roaches. That was pretty much the point, or part of the point of getting that lair, is he can get that roach speed, and that's going to give him a big advantage, because that means he can engage when he wants, and if he has speed and NesTea does not, then if BBoongBBoong decides it's not a good engagement, he can retreat faster, and NesTea will not be able to give chase. There, finally, NesTea starting his roach speed as well, but all of his upgrades are about half build time behind BBoongBBoong, so BBoongBBoong is going to have the tech advantage at every point.
We have BBoongBBoong with a Hydra Den. NesTea is doing the same thing, and he is still a little bit behind. Moltrap already mentioned that in terms of tech, the Zerg player in red, namely BBoongBBoong Prime, is a little bit ahead. He's already getting the +2 attack upgrade, by the way, and the upgrade for the Hydra range. We have 160 supply for NesTea and 146 for his opponent. This is going to be quite an interesting encounter. 39 roaches against 27, but there is that tech advantage, and already the first Hydralisks are being built.
That's a little bit interesting to see the Hydralisks. I'm actually, I'm not an expert on high-level Zerg versus Zerg, but normally you would see the Infestors, but both players going for Hydralisks. Perhaps it's there's an advantage on this map that I don't know about. I apologize for not knowing that, but it's interesting to see them both going for Hydralisks. Of course, Hydralisks are really good to have behind your roaches. In general, they can put out a lot more damage very, very quickly, and if your roaches soak up the damage, those Hydras can basically just shoot over from behind and do more damage. And we do have BBoongBBoong is going to have more Hydras earlier, so again, he's going to have a little bit of advantage. NesTea with the supply advantage, though, and it looks like that's just as a result of having a lot more roaches.
He has 42 roaches against 27. That's exactly right, Moltrap. We have 190 supply already for NesTea and 1,200 minerals banked up. He will be able to max out in a few seconds, getting the +2 attack upgrade as well. At the same time, we have the Prime player with a +1 armor upgrade. Both players on 3 bases, 69 drones against 73. And now both of them are about to hit 200 supply.
This is kind of interesting. BBoongBBoong, he is actually maxed now as well. He is not taking advantage of any of his tech advantages. He hit +1 weapons earlier. Did he attack on that? No. He hit +2 weapons earlier. Did he attack on that? No.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, but here's the attack. Not a good position for BBoongBBoong. He's forced to fall back to that ramp. Now he can fight on even ground at the ramp. NesTea forced to fall back a little bit, but NesTea in a little bit better position, has a better concave. BBoongBBoong cannot spread his units out, but he is coming in with units from behind. BBoongBBoong needs to stutter step in so he can get all of his units firing. He's got so many roaches in the back, not doing anything. NesTea with a better concave is coming out ahead for now, but the reinforcements from BBoongBBoong may turn things back in his favor.
NesTea losing that encounter now with all those roaches streaming in. I'm actually kind of surprised by that, as BBoongBBoong had a horrible position. All of the half of the roaches were actually stuck in the back, blocked by the Hydralisks. So in terms of the army composition, he did really well, but positioning those units in the actual fight posed a little bit of a problem to the Zerg player in red, but he's on 185 supply, and NesTea is lacking the gas. He's lacking the gas to get enough units. Will BBoongBBoong be able to take NesTea out on the first map? Here we go. Starting that encounter. He has the upgrade advantage in only a few seconds. Both are on 2 attack upgrades right now. And here we go. Here comes BBoongBBoong with a very nice attack. A lot of Hydralisks for NesTea. 150 supply against 160. Will NesTea be able to hold that off? It looks like the Queen is going down, but with a reinforcement, NesTea is able to decide that fight in his favor, and expanding at the same time at the top left.
BBoongBBoong barely won the previous engagement because of his reinforcements being closer, and in this case, NesTea on the verge of defeat. His reinforcements pop out just in the nick of time, and NesTea holds that off instead. And BBoongBBoong really wanted to take out that base. That's kind of what you want to do when you win a battle. You want to counterattack and take out a base of your opponent. He has not been able to take that. Instead, NesTea getting a 4th base. So NesTea is looking to be really good coming into the late game here.
I'm not quite sure if BBoongBBoong should maybe just have waited for the +1 armor upgrades to finish, because he was close to having that upgrade advantage once again, but he attacked nonetheless into that position when NesTea was just in a very good situation.
Yeah, NesTea had a better position.
Yeah. We have 184 supply for NesTea right now, so he's once again in the lead against 177. And Moltrap mentioned it earlier, BBoongBBoong just not timing his attacks right. He's not making advantage of that upgrade that he's got. Waiting for NesTea to finish his armor upgrade as well. And both players, no, not both, but we have NesTea with Burrow.
That's interesting that we have BBoongBBoong actually spreading creep. It's, if you spread creep in a Zerg versus Zerg, it helps you, but it also helps your opponent get to your base faster. Hold that thought, because we have a little bit of engagement. BBoongBBoong catching NesTea off guard is going to get the first volley in, but NesTea has a little bit better position. Again, BBoongBBoong fighting where some of his forces are dancing around in the back instead of firing. He needs to move forward so he can get more of his units firing. Instead, though, he just has a little bit more of a surround, and it's going to come out ahead, and those Hydras are slow off creep. They're going to be tracked down by the Roaches. BBoongBBoong taking another victory and taking the supply lead.
Wow, NesTea losing a lot of units right there. Replenishing his army with additional Hydralisk and Roaches, but look at that, he is losing quite a lot, and here we go, NesTea once again trying to fight against his opponent, but look at BBoongBBoong dealing so much damage to NesTea. NesTea is in trouble right now. He's down 30 supply, and I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Now, BBoongBBoong should not engage that third. He should turn and kill the fourth at the top left, formerly gold base. He doesn't want to engage when NesTea has a good position, but he needs to take out that base as well and take a fourth of his own. NesTea burrowing to heal up all of his Roaches. And BBoongBBoong, what is he doing? He knows that base is there. He knows he had the advantage for the moment, and he's just going to fall back. Hold that thought. He is going to go in for an attack here. He does have more forces at this location. He's going to go around and surround those Hydras. BBoongBBoong may be able to just defeat the army of NesTea instead of defeating the Econ. And NesTea is on the verge of losing this game. Now BBoongBBoong's going to turn and kill that fourth base. Good decision there. And BBoongBBoong has infestors coming, by the way. Oh, he has the infestation kit up.
NesTea does. NesTea actually does, not BBoongBBoong. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, the monitor's a little bit cut off, so Moltrap can't really see the colors in the production tab. I have the, well, I already mentioned it before, I can just control the screen, so sorry for that. We have the infestors coming up for NesTea, so BBoongBBoong really needs to hurry if he wants to make good use of that advantage that he has right now. He's ahead with 40 supply, he's not getting a fourth base, he's not getting additional tech. NesTea will have the upgrade advantage in just a few seconds, and with 40 plus supply, BBoongBBoong needs to take some action right now. He's ahead with 30 army supply.
Just a little clever thing I wanted to point out. I was starting to point this out before, but actually I may not have time to do it this time either, because BBoongBBoong is going in for another attack into the natural of NesTea. NesTea is not defended as well here, and BBoongBBoong's just going to roll right over him. The infestors are on the way. Are they going to pop out in the middle of battle and die immediately, or will he get some fungals off? NesTea coming in from behind. He doesn't have a very good concave. BBoongBBoong with a beautiful position is able to defend. There's the infestors coming out. They do have the passaging glands. The fungals go down, but it may be too late indeed. BBoongBBoong is, well, it's really close right now. NesTea's forces are just popping out of those hatcheries. He may be able to defend, but has he lost too much? I think he has lost too much in this battle.
He definitely did. He's down to 80 supply against 143. BBoongBBoong is going to take a significant lead in that game, and he might just have won that first match. I can't believe what I'm seeing. We've been on the opinion that BBoongBBoong would be a pushover and totally outmatched by NesTea, but he has none of that. He's actually showing us what kind of a player he is, and he is winning that first game. NesTea,
GG.
Amazing.
Wow. Wow, I was not expecting that at all. BBoongBBoong.
Me neither.
Proving everyone wrong. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, and I want to point out a couple things real quick. First of all, I kept trying to talk about that creep spread. Just an interesting thing I noted. The way he had his creep spread, he had spread it from his natural towards NesTea's third and fourth. And so that was actually a good idea, because even though the creep goes both ways in ZVZ, he was making it so that he could get to NesTea's mining bases, his expansions faster, whereas if NesTea was going to use that creep highway, he would only be going to BBoongBBoong's natural, where BBoongBBoong would be stronger. So it actually was very clever to use that creep spread. Another thing I want to point out again, BBoongBBoong never attacked when he had the tech advantage. You mentioned he didn't wait for +1 Carapace when he had it almost done. He never attacked when he had the weapons advantage. He always waited for NesTea to catch up in the upgrades. He didn't attack when he had the Roach upgrade advantage or anything like that. So that was kind of interesting to see that, but he did just basically out-macro, and, you know, he did out-upgrade NesTea for most of the game, regardless of if he used it as any timings.
And just think about what he just said. He out-macroed NesTea.
Yeah.
That's not the sentence I'm expecting to say that often.
No, definitely not. And he did a brilliant job of, at first it looked like NesTea was doing a better job, but for the most of the game, BBoongBBoong was doing a better job of droning in between attacks, such that he actually gained a better economy off those first 2 bases.
And I think one of the really deciding situations was when NesTea was attacking BBoongBBoong at the bottom right and had to retreat with the Hydralis. Moltrap already mentioned that Hydras are really, really slow. They are helpless if they're off creep. And the Roaches were just so much faster, so when he was running away, NesTea was losing so many units, and that basically tipped the game in favor of BBoongBBoong. So, yeah, NesTea has to win 2 maps right now, and that's probably going to be a little bit more difficult than we thought. I don't think we expect to lose the first match.
No, well, I don't think anyone expected him to lose at all, but here he is, down a game, on the verge of being eliminated. Map number 2 is going to be Belshire Beach, and NesTea gets to pick the map. By the way, for you guys, if you don't know, the first map is picked randomly by GOMTV, and then the loser picks the map, so that's how the map selection works in the Arena of Legends tournaments. This is the Team Ace Invitational. It's interesting to note, Incredible Miracle sent out 2 players, and both of them are still in the tournament, NesTea and MVP. And I believe that is the only... Yeah, that's the only team that has both their members in the round of 8, so very strong team, but NesTea on the verge of being eliminated.
That's just such a weird sentence. And we are jumping... We are going into that second match in just a few seconds. NesTea against BBoongBBoong.
And hold that thought, actually, we've had a little bit of a problem with the start of the games. We're going to have to recreate in just a moment. And, yes, indeed. So yeah, something interesting I pointed out earlier, Demaga is the only person to ever beat NesTea in a best-of series in ZVZ. As far as I know. I may have missed something like that. But this is really interesting that I wouldn't expect BBoongBBoong to be the person to be able to do that, but I don't think anyone expected Demaga, a non-Korean player, to be the first person to do that either. So you never know, ladies and gentlemen. You never know who's going to take down the Titans. You never know who's going to swing that sling and hit Goliath in the forehead square and center.
Yeah, I actually expected BBoongBBoong to cheese on at least one of the maps, and I expected him to do that maybe on the first map. When he started to play that macro game, I was surprised, but he obviously has a lot of confidence, and
yeah, actually, this would probably be a good situation for BBoongBBoong to cheese on right now. Oftentimes when it is a best of 3, the player who wins the first game will cheese the second game, so...
I could point out to NesTea right now that he actually picked Terran. I was like, what the hell? Moro likes to do that. Moro, when he plays his EDZ, he picks Terran instead.
Oh, yeah. So there are a few race pickers, and they do quite well sometimes, but we're going to get started here. NesTea, don't worry, has switched back to Zerg for this game. We're going to get a ZVZ going here on Belshire Beach. Try number 2 in just a moment.